Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. The first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. We always overestimate the change that will occur in the next 2 years and underestimate the change that will occur in the next 10. Don't let yourself be lulled into inaction. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve. Information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. I don't think anybody can talk meaningfully about one without the talking about the other. Treatment without prevention is simply unsustainable. I think it's fair to say that personal computers have become the most empowering tool we've ever created. They're tools of communication, they're tools of creativity, and they can be shaped by their user. Software is a great combination between artistry and engineering. In the long run, your human capital is your main base of competition. Your leading indicator of where you're going to be 20 years from now is how well you're doing in your education system. If you go back to 1800, everybody was poor. I mean everybody. The Industrial Revolution kicked in, and a lot of countries benefited, but by no means everyone. When I was growing up, my parents were almost involved in various volunteer things. My dad was head of Planned Parenthood, and it was very controversial to be involved with that. Legacy is a stupid thing. I don't want a legacy. In business, the idea of measuring what you are doing, picking the measurements that count like customer satisfaction and performance, you thrive on that. The malaria parasite has been killing children and sapping the strength of whole populations for tens of thousands of years. It is impossible to calculate the harm malaria has done to the world. Drones overall will be more impactful than I think people recognize, in positive ways to help society. Everyone needs a coach. It doesn't matter whether you're a basketball player, a tennis player, a gymnast, or a bridge player. Microsoft is not about greed. It's about innovation and fairness. The way to be successful in the software world is to come up with breakthrough software. And so whether it's Microsoft Office or Windows, it's pushing that forward. New ideas, surprising the marketplace. So good engineering and good business are one and the same. Historically, privacy was almost implicit, because it was hard to find and gather information. But in the digital world, whether it's digital cameras or satellites or just what you click on, we need to have more explicit rules, not just for governments but for private companies. Nuclear energy, in terms of an overall safety record, is better than other energy. People always fear change. People feared electricity when it was invented, didn't they? People feared coal. They feared gas-powered engines. There will always be ignorance, and ignorance leads to fear. But with time, people will come to accept their silicon masters. I believe the returns on investment in the poor are just as exciting as successes achieved in the business arena, and they are even more meaningful. I'm a great believer that any tool that enhances communication has profound effects in terms of how people can learn from each other, and how they can achieve the kind of freedoms that they're interested in. Security is, I would say, our top priority, because for all the exciting things you will be able to do with computers, organizing your lives, staying in touch with people, being creative, if we don't solve these security problems, then people will hold back. Innovation is moving at a scarily fast pace. Governments will always play a huge part in solving big problems. They set public policy and are uniquely able to provide the resources to make sure solutions reach everyone who needs them. They also fund basic research, which is a crucial component of the innovation that improves life for everyone. Bitcoin is mostly about anonymous transactions, and I don't think over time that's a good way to go. I'm a huge believer in digital currency, but doing it on an anonymous basis, I think that leads to some abuses, so I'm not involved in Bitcoin. I think the thing we see is that as people are using video games more, they tend to watch passive TV a bit less. And so using the PC for the internet, playing video games, is starting to cut into the rather unbelievable amount of time people spend watching TV. You may have heard of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. There's another day you might want to know about: Giving Tuesday. The idea is pretty straightforward. On the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, shoppers take a break from their gift buying and donate what they can to charity. Research shows that there is only half as much variation in student achievement between schools as there is among classrooms in the same school. If you want your child to get the best education possible, it is actually more important to get him assigned to a great teacher than to a great school. Headlines, in a way, are what mislead you, because bad news is a headline, and gradual improvement is not. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and keep